caught a long touchdown ball today. Jalen broke a record, something like 3 touchdowns, 2 on the ground. Can you just talk about what his camp has been like leading up to today and his performance overall?
High expectations for Jalen. He's a great dude, great leader. He practices great. He does everything he can to be a great leader to us, and he does just whatever he can extra just to make sure that whenever we do get in time situations, situations like games like this, it can be easy. So really high praise for him.
He took a lot of flack for not being able to deliver the deep ball last season, and he delivered 3 today. How good was that to see?
It's amazing. We work on everything. We work on a lot of stuff, and regardless if stuff don't go your way sometimes, you still got to keep repping everything and just make sure that when it's time to get it right, it's good time to get it right. And as you can see, he's in this mode now, so happy to see him.
Was that something you guys have kind of known he's been able to do for a while? And
Oh yeah, for sure. Jalen, he's always been a great thrower. Honestly, he's always had an arm. He's always had talent. He's always had potential. And it's just glad to see him, put it all together when it's really needed for him to step up.
Seemed like he was really a couple times when he went down going over the ball. Is that something he's started doing, more ball security?
Oh yeah, we have a motto we go by, ball team, and it basically means with the ball in your hands, wherever the ball is at, just that's where the team is at. So whenever you're holding that ball, you got the team in your hands. So we really have taken pride over covering up the ball and being more protective with it.
Speaking of being protecting the ball, no drops today from the receivers. Just how big was that, and how much of an emphasis have you guys put on that?
Good. All of us, we've been working this whole time to do what we can this season. And like I said last time, get on the jugs and just staying after, just doing something extra. So just minimize those chances. So it's been good.
How similar did this feel to having Bryce at quarterback compared to last year?
It feels great, honestly, with any one of those guys because, when you see them, when you're with them every day and you see how all of them work, it's like nobody's putting in less work than anybody else. Like everybody's still in the sun, everybody's still working, straining, and really just trying to make the best chances for any one of those guys that are in. So, guys like Ty Simpson, Ty Buckner, those guys, they do the same thing. They really work. And, I feel like Jalen's really doing a good job in helping mold them as well, being a leader to them.
Very hard. You guys started thinking at all about the Texas game next week?
It's been 24-hour rule. We just really want to enjoy the, win this week and move on to that game. But, of course, it's just going to work.
Anything spring to mind immediately that you sort of like to see be better going forward, maybe work on the week of practice?
With the way we practice, it's really traditional here, so it's all the same, and it just all depends on how you come to practice, with the mindset how you come. You can either come to practice with the wrong mindset, determine whatever you get out of that practice. So we try our best to really come into practice with a good mindset, and really try to get most of everything out of practice, because at the end of the day, you still can't get everything you need to work on in practice. So that's why I said, after practice is done, what are you going to do after? Because you're not going to get as much catches as you can in practice. Sometimes you can get 20, 25, 30 catches in practice. You still want to be at that 100 or 200, so we get on the jugs and so we're trying to minimize everything.
You mentioned practice, how important that was. How did you see the group kind of come together and practice with the receivers? 3 or 4 of y'all caught touchdown last night. So what happened in practice that kind of led to this culminating today?
Pretty much, it's just really determination and how bad we really want to create our identity, because we're all great catchers, and it's really something that we really pride ourselves on now. And we don't really want to have any chances to where anything can go wrong with a drop or anything like that. So, but I feel like we made it a pretty good habit, staying after getting on the jugs and playing around with the 2-pound balls, just getting fingertips stronger, doing fingertip push-ups. But honestly, I feel like every receiver has done a great job at that. And I'm actually proud of those guys for holding up their end on, becoming the better catchers.
Where's Milrose's deep ball improved since last year? Where have you seen that happen?
Every day in practice, it's literally about creating our identity. We really want to be deep threats. So in practice every day, we work on it. We work on over the shoulder buddy catches. Having a receiver stand next to you and playing with your hands as the ball come over top. So we really worked on everything that we're really trying to become. So I'm just happy it can show.
Have you seen from the tight ends this week, all 4 of them got to play? I mean, just
Lining up wide in the slot.
Yeah, I feel like all of our tight ends have been really great for us, and one thing I am proud of them on is their communication. They've gotten extremely good on communication, you know, letting the outside receiver know if he's on the ball or not, or, you know, whether to stay on him man and don't have to come and empty him and get the safety on. I feel like when you have good connection between the tight end and receivers, then, you know, it really is a more fluid game, because there can be so many, it can really be a lot of problems when, you know, the connection is bad, or telling who's on or off, and it could cause flags. And so I really am proud of those guys for handling everything well.
With this being your senior year, do you feel it's kind of a sense of urgency to finish strong? Because you finished strong last year going into this season, but been hearing a lot of buzz about how good a camp you had. Is there kind of a sense of urgency for you?
You know, pretty much my sense of urgency is really, what kind of leader can I be to these guys and going out? You know, at the end of the day, everybody wants to have a great breakout any kind of season, but, you know, whatever's best for the team I feel like is better, and I feel like it's better for me to be a leader to these guys, because at the end of the day, after this year, I won't be here. So I want to leave an impression on these guys, you know, and leave a good impression and be a good leader to them and really show them that, you know, anything is possible. So I really just look forward to being a leader to the young guys and having them step up.
And then what did you and Holman kind of talk about when you sat down and you decided to come back? Because everybody has a decision whether they want to come back for their last year. What did you guys sit down and kind of talk about that you need to improve on?
Pretty much, I kind of took initiative into wanting to come back from my senior year. I wasn't really, you know, it wasn't really talent or anything that had to do with anything like that. I just really wanted to mature. You know, I really wanted to mature into a leader. I don't know. I love this group of receivers. I honestly just really wanted to show them like a really good example and, you know, really lead them, because the potential that they have, it's insane. Like the potential that these receivers have to be is insane. So, bro, anything I can to do to show them, any experience I can show them, any veteran experience moves I can help them out with, or anything, how they can line up and look at the defense and, you know, scan the field, I'm really just on them about that. So that was really my main thing coming back, is, you know, stepping up and being a leader and maturing and to a great leader for them.
How's it been to see Bonders? That was his best game probably in the Alabama uniform. To see him perform tonight like that.
To see him perform tonight like that is honestly just Bond being Bond. You know, the work that he's put in this offseason, you know, everything comes his way he deserves. Like Isaiah Bond, he's an incredible worker. You know, so he's one of the guys that stays after. And I've really seen Bond take another step into this offseason, into how he treats his body, and you know, getting more treatment, staying after. So you can really see it, and, you know, in his work and how he does in practice, and it just translates to the game literally.
Kind of building off that question, that first drive when he kind of lowered his shoulder to the defender, how did that kind of set the tone of the physicality y'all kind of want to have as receivers and offense as a whole?
That literally explains it right there. I'm happy you said that, because I was so proud to see him do that, because Bond, that's his mindset. So like, you will see, that's not gonna be the last time you see him do it. I'm saying it might not, even if it doesn't play out like that, you're still gonna see Bond play bigger than what he is, because that's how he feels and that's how he really wants to portray himself. He knows he's a smaller guy, but he knows he wants to carry an edge with him. So and I've literally seen him carry it throughout in practice. You know, he's been way more physical in practice, and to see it just translate to the game, it's just honestly like, I love it. It's an art to it, because when you see a guy working on something so much in practice and you see him get in the game and just lower his shoulder on somebody, it's like, you know, he really means it. So it was great. I love that. That was probably that's probably my favorite part of the game, I'm not gonna lie.
Is that physical mentality something that's team-wide, offense-wide, receiver-wide, something y'all are focusing on this year?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we definitely, you know, we want to focus on being more physical, and you know, we want to be more of a physical threat. We want to put hands on dudes, and you know, just on crack blocks or MDM going to get the safety. We really want them to feel us, and yeah, Bond is hilarious for that.